Hello everyone, my name is Matthew and this is Learn the Lingo. Welcome to lesson 22 of Hebrew Basics, a series where we learn the essentials of Hebrew grammar. Today we are going to learn the Hebrew word for need and work with some more infinitives. Let's start with need, whose masculine singular form in Hebrew is tzarich. Tzarich is technically a Hebrew adjective, though it's translated into English as a verb. Since it's an adjective, we can easily make its four forms by taking tzarich with its kamat short into a shva and adding an a ending to make tzaricha, need in feminine singular form, an im ending to make tzarichim, need in masculine plural form, and an ot ending to make tzarichot, need in feminine plural form. Hu tzarich, he needs, he tzaricha, she needs, heim tzarichim, they need in masculine form, and hein tzarichot, they need in feminine form. Though tzarich is technically an adjective, it often gets treated like a verb in Hebrew. For example, to say he needs this, we say hu tzarich, he needs et ze. Ze, this, with the preposition et before it. In Hebrew, et is used to indicate the definite direct object of a verb, which tzarich is technically not. However, in this case, it will act as one, making ze use the preposition et. Hu tzarich et ze. He needs this. Hu tzarich et ze. The expression yesh la, which literally means there is to and means has, is also technically not a verb in Hebrew, but still will make its object use et. For example, to say he has this, we say yesh lo, there is to him, that is, he has, et ze, this, with the preposition et. Yesh lo et ze. He has this. Again, the word tzarich and the expression yesh la are not verbs in Hebrew, but they still make their definite direct objects use et. Hu tzarich et ze, he needs this, and yesh lo et ze, he has this. To say she needs to eat, we say he, she, tzaricha, needs in feminine singular form, le'echol, to eat. He tzaricha le'echol. She needs to eat. He tzaricha le'echol. Let's look at the Hebrew root which means working, which is ayin bet dalet. The present tense of this root is regular. Hu oved, he works. He ovedet, she works. Hem ovdim, they work in masculine form. And hein ovdot, they work in feminine form. However, the infinitive to work in Hebrew is irregular because its first letter is an ayin. Certain letters, such as ayin, tend to not take a shva, which a root's first letter is supposed to do with an infinitive. Aleph is one of those letters, and solves this problem by making the vowel under the lamed at the beginning a segol, and the vowel under the aleph a segol shva, as in le'echol, to eat, and le'ehov, to love. Ayin works similarly, but instead of a segol and segol shva, it uses a patach and a patach shva. So to make the infinitive to work, we take the lamed, which means to, put a patach under it, add the first letter of the root ayin with a patach shva, then add the second letter beit, vav with cholam, and third letter dalet, as with regular infinitives. La'avod, to work. La'avod. They need to work is heim, they, tzarichim, need in masculine plural form, la'avod, to work. Heim tzarichim la'avod. They need to work. Heim tzarichim la'avod. Let's also see how the infinitive of the root chet, shin, beit looks. A root that starts with chet, and that means thinking. Chet is another letter that tends to not take a shva. However, it can as the last letter of a syllable. And it does if it's the first letter of a root in an infinitive, though such infinitives are still irregular. The infinitive to think from the root chet, shin, beit starts with the lamed, which means to, as always, under which this time we put a patach. Next comes the first letter of the root chet, under which we put a shva, as with other infinitives. Then comes shin, vav with cholam, and beit as usual. Lachshov, to think. Lachshov. Here, the chet changes the infinitive, not because it cannot take a shva, it can since it's the last letter of a syllable, but because if it is the last letter of a syllable, it must have an a vowel before it. So the hirik, which is usually under the lamed, must be a patach in infinitives with roots starting with chet. Lachshov, to think. I need to think is ani, I, tzarich or tzaricha, need in masculine or feminine singular form, lachshov, to think. Ani tzarich lachshov, I need to think in masculine form, and ani tzaricha lachshov, I need to think in feminine form. Roots beginning with hey work the same way as roots beginning with ayin. They'll have the same structure as la'avod, to work. We already know the root hey lamed kaf, which means going. We can put this root in an infinitive with the same vowels as la'avod to get lahaloch. And lahaloch does mean to go, but this form is not used in Biblical Hebrew or modern Hebrew, only in the Rabbinical Hebrew in the Hebrew text written by Jewish sages between the time the Bible is written and the modern day. Modern Hebrew takes its infinitive of hey lamed kaf straight from the Bible, which uses an irregular form, lalechet, which is missing the hey and has added a tav. This irregularity is not like the ones we've seen so far, where the changes from the regular verb forms are predictable based on where certain letters are in a word. In this case, even if you know all the rules of verbs, you wouldn't be able to guess lalechet is the infinitive of the root hey lamed kaf. It's just something you have to know. Fortunately, there aren't many completely irregular forms of verbs like this in Hebrew. We can use lalechet to say we want to walk. Remember that lalechet usually means to go, but it can also mean to walk. We is anachnu, want can be the masculine plural rotzim, and to walk is lalechet. Anachnu rotzim lalechet. We want to walk. Anachnu rotzim lalechet. The infinitive of the root lamed kuf chet, which means taking, is also irregular, and in a similar way. It is lakachat, to take, which has the lamed of the root missing. The lamed in the infinitive is the preposition to, and has added on a tav. Lakachat, to take. The translation of you need to take this can be aten, you feminine plural, tzarichot, need in feminine plural form, lakachat, to take, et ze, this. Aten tzarichot lakachat et ze. You need to take this. Aten tzarichot lakachat et ze. And that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and share. And if you want to learn more Hebrew, please consider subscribing to my channel and checking out some of my other videos. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.